Every year since 1877, when the Michigan Humane Society was established, workers and volunteers alike have saved thousands of animals from bad living conditions and situations. Over 8,000 animals per year are kept in their care throughout Michigan until they find their forever home. To get a full picture of what it was like for these shelters to keep running even during COVID, we talked to Anna Chrisman, the media manager at the Humane Society at their Rochester, Michigan location.
We actually had to suspend operations at the start of the pandemic just in order to make sure that our teams were staying as safe as possible and that we're able to keep our animals as safe as possible. So one of the things that we actually ended up doing as part of that evaluation process was we suspended adoptions for quite some time, but we put over 400 animals into foster care, which as the weeks and then the months continued to go on, several of our foster parents decided to adopt the animals that had gone into foster with them. So while we kept up a decent amount of adoptions, it's nowhere near the volume that we would typically have.
Even though the pandemic has brought some challenges to the Humane Society, it has brought some benefits as well.
It's really allowed us to go back to the building blocks about who we are as an organization and what we're doing. So as we're rebuilding all of those pieces, we're able to make tweaks and changes to better serve the community and better serve the animals that before, when we were running full tilt 7 days a week, it just wouldn't have really been something that we could feasibly do. So as we reopened, we're rebuilding, and it's really actually pretty exciting.
The Humane Society is still looking for volunteers and materials that can help the animals and workers.
There's a lot of different ways that folks can engage with an animal welfare organization that is so far beyond just coming in and adopting a pet and then going home. We're always in need of food for our pet pantry. So we've had folks who have done a pet food drive, either through school or through their church or through Scouts. We're always in need of blankets and towels and all those sorts of things. So folks have gone through and collected items for us and dropped them off at the facilities.
Due to the pandemic, the Humane Society has had some challenges they've had to overcome.
Adoptions cost us about $500 per animal in our care. And the reason for that is adoption fees are going towards medical care, they're going towards building support, keeping the lights on, keeping the water running. They're going towards transport vehicles that are moving animals around to help them meet their new forever families and all sorts of things. So when you're choosing to adopt, you are choosing to fund a system which is going to have a significantly far-reaching impact as opposed to just the single animal that's coming into your home.
Adopting an animal is worth the time and money because you're not just helping the animal you're adopting, but you're also helping other animals by making room for them in the shelter and giving them a second chance.
My favorite moment is the first time that a family or an individual or a couple look at a pet and go, that's the one. Like, you see that instantaneous, just the heart bubbles happen, there's little birds chirping, if there were sparks, you'd see them flying. But that initial moment where somebody makes the decision to bring home an animal into their lives. They're committing to medical care, they're committing to behavior support, they're committing to feeding that animal and grooming that animal. You actually, there's a physical change that happens in a person when you make that decision and you flip that switch to say, this one is mine. It's like nothing else. To see somebody have that sort of super visceral reaction and experience that connection, there's nothing like it. Nothing beats it.